The idea of making a computer game is, to a lot of people, is probably quite an intimidating or something they think only geniuses can do. It's just not true.
Little Big Planet is an all-in-one tool set.
While it ships with 100 levels, you get to make your own levels using exactly the same tools that we do.
It really appealed to me, being able to build whatever I could think of, really.
And once you've made those levels, you get to publish them on the internet, you get to share them with your friends and with everyone else in the world.
And we have just over 6 million levels and games up there now.
It's just a platform for creation.
If you like, it's a Lego crossed with a YouTube, crossed with a platform game.
Most computer games judge your skill or your ability in the game based on how many kills you've got or how fast you can get around a track, which can be judged by a computer. The only people who can really judge levels in Little Big Planet are other real-life human beings. A computer can't say if art is amazing or not, only another human can.
We coined this phrase, play, create, share, for the first game, but we didn't actually realise how true that was.
I think the only way you can really learn from what you've made is to see what other people think of it. To go through that whole process of people enjoying what you've made, but also judging what you've made.
What Media Molecule provides is this idea of education and mutual community support.
Collaboration is so essential. You can create something really good by yourself in your cave, but if you don't listen to any advice and any critics, or you're like, haha, I don't care about those guys who don't like my levels, you will never learn, you will never progress.
We realised that it was that cycle of showing something off that really motivated and allowed people who didn't consider themselves creative to totally get motivated and make stuff.
When you play together, when you create together, I made something and my colleague take it and improve it, and then I get it back and he's like, wow, that's really nice. And then, that gives me another idea.
Some people are artists, some people are more like programmers, some people make music.
People who kind of adopt they wear the hat of the educator, and they take great pleasure in explaining to other users in the community how stuff works. So they'll build a level which is effectively a tutorial.
They learn something, think, hey, this is amazing, and then want to then just pass on that knowledge. And I think that's something very inherently human, really.
And you learn so much from seeing what masters have done and being able to take it apart and put it back together again.
And the more that we enable people to create stuff together, the more kind of an explosion of creativity we get that we could never have anticipated.
The most satisfying thing with me, with Little Big Planet, is at its core it's quite simple, but I've seen people use it in ways that I could never have imagined.
Personal expression, I think, is one of those things that it will never go. Everybody has a story to tell, and that's a very human thing.
Showing people that they can, if they're given the right tools, they can make stuff that's really great.
Everything I see, almost on a daily basis, is completely brand new, and I often ask myself, how did they do that?
They'll just do something that's really off the wall. And it can be a disaster, but it can also end up being the next massive thing.
So ultimately, it's about just removing the barriers to creativity.
When you're making stuff in real life, there's only so much you can really do. What's nice about this is that you can just keep going, really, and if things go wrong, that's fine.
Empowerment is a word that we use a lot when talking about Little Big Planet.
As a kid, I'd never reached an audience. I could make my Lego model and I could never show it to anyone. But now, the generation younger than me is capable of reaching millions of people.
Realisation that you've got the ability to kind of change your world around you and make things happen.
It doesn't make you sit on the sofa and watch it or interact with it. It actually takes you inside it and makes you contribute to it. It changes the console from being an entertainment device to an expressive tool.
If you can give somebody tools that make it feel like you're playing a game or that you're having fun, then the learning is almost accidental.
These days, that's the future.